This month on Love is Alchemy, I shared a meditation on stillness. And it's really more than just a standard meditation. It's sort of to help you learn to just be without doing a lot of action, without thinking a lot, and learning to just let yourself have a different way of being in the world, including what I would call non-doing. And so it's more than being still. It's like learning to let go and just realize that sometimes the best thing we can do is nothing. This is valuable because there's this principle of circular creation. And what circular creation means is that we learn how to go in cycles through our processes of learning. And what we find is that everything is not either a straight line or some kind of, upward trend that goes on and on. That's just not really how it's natural in the world for things to work. So there needs to be cycles of rest and activity and integration. And I like to think about it like this, that just like when a child is being created in the womb, it doesn't really look on the surface like a lot is happening, but there's a tremendous amount being created underneath. The same thing happens with our creations. So whether you're working on a business or a book or a relationship, whatever you're doing, there are times when you just need to integrate. And it's best sometimes to literally just be in nature, just lay in the grass, not even watch TV, because anything that will support your vibration to stay in that place of equanimity is really helpful for integration to occur. In fact, recently my guides had a comment about what's been going on for me, and I think it's probably more universal, that I've been going through a period where there's been a lot of quiet inside, and I was asking about it, and they basically said, there's a lot being downloaded to you that will be apparent at a later date, and that you'll know as things open up, and you'll suddenly know things and be ready to take new steps. And I have experienced that many times where suddenly I just have an awareness like, okay, this is the next thing to do. But it seemingly came out of nowhere, but in all actuality, there's a part of myself that is preparing me and instigating a change that is to come. The best thing for me to do is to rest and to prepare for a later stage of action, or to really just have the time to be very open to receive that download. So this is a kind of exciting process to be experiencing, but it takes a lot of understanding that things aren't always created in a linear fashion or in an upward trend like we like to think about in the Western world. In addition, in this stillness meditation, you'll find that there's the introduction of a very small esoteric practice where you place your focus somewhere that is really powerful. It's really beneficial for people that haven't had a good experience meditating or have difficulty calming the mind. So I highly recommend you do the meditation to try that if you have difficulty calming down the mind as well. So circular creation and really trusting it is really wonderful because it helps us learn to tune on a deeper level to ourselves, what the right timing is for ourselves, and to learn to really listen carefully to what's going on inside. And as we tune to that and we learn to trust it, then it's easier to have those natural sort of sequence of things unfold. And often they're really a lot better than when we try to go too fast. We often maybe need to set a foundation for something, or we need to rest before a new level of activity goes up. Those kind of things are frequently part of what is trying to unfold. And so trusting the process and learning to be comfortable with the stillness and the quiet when nothing seems to be happening is really great. So enjoy the meditation that I prepared. It's pretty simple, but should really help take you into a place of deeper relaxation and stillness, where you can rest in that peace and allow yourself to just be. So take a moment to slow your breathing down. Just check to see if it's feeling like it's free and relaxed in your belly and chest. Inhaling, maybe even hold it a little bit at the top, and exhale. Do that another time. Inhale, hold, exhale. And as you experience a slowing down, imagine that you're taking a walk into the evening light, into the forest, and you have a place you like to go. There's sort of an open meadow. It's a safe spot, and it's absolutely protected. But it has a view off into the distance. So you go find a spot and settle down where you can look down with this view that comes off the meadow. And you brought a blanket with you, so you spread it out and allow yourself to get comfortable and lay down as the light really crests over the edge of the landscape in front of you, and it becomes dark. Since it's summer, it's the perfect temperature. And you just relax into watching the night sky come alive. Gradually, you begin to see that midnight blue that comes through when you're looking up into space, past all that is around you on the earth. And you begin to see some small twinkles in the sky. Sparkling as if very far away, just across your vision, glittering out in the distance. And you begin to feel yourself relax even more deeply into the blanket on the ground and really unwinding from your day. It's almost as if you've unfolded and anything that you were holding was set aside. You have no need to hold anything up. You just let your limbs feel heavy on the ground. You rest your head. Even inside of you, you feel yourself and your consciousness resting in the back of your body. Your eyes are soft. You feel your jaw relax. Your shoulders are open. And your palms up, just holding themselves at your side, open and free. Your legs are comfortable, and then you realize that off in the distance, even at the angle you're laying, you can see that there's a lake. Your eyes sort of focus on it, and you recognize the edge of the water that is against the land. And you begin to kind of trace around the edge, looking at this little bit of water that's shining in the darkness. And it's reflecting your emotional state. So as you feel into your heart and how you've been feeling, if it feels bumpy, the water is sort of moving and washing around with little bits of waves or maybe big ones. And if you're already calm, the lake is serene and smooth. So just invite your mind to watch what is happening. And invite any movement on the water to just free itself, to release, to dissipate, and to come to that state of stillness. And you can take as long as you like. If there are things that need to be felt, just let them wash through you without judgment, just recognizing maybe there's a wave of sadness or exhaustion or a bit of anxiety or even excitement or a sense of the unknown. But all these things can just move through as if they're rippling across the water and flying away. So for now, you don't need to do anything or take care of anything. So just let them be free, feeling, releasing, and allowing stillness to return. And I want you to focus on the space right behind the bridge of your nose. This will help your thoughts calm. It's an ancient esoteric practice, one of the simplest meditative solutions I've ever found that works so well. You just place your attention. If you still have thoughts, just be with them. They'll calm down on their own. Keep your focus gently there. And sense how still the water is becoming as you move into this quiet space as well. Only thing you notice is your breathing. There's no thought, only presence in the stillness. Allow yourself to stay here as long as you need to get to that place of stillness. Focused at that in a soft way, right behind the bridge of your nose, which allows the mind to rest and step aside. And if you're having a hard time, you can always invite the mind just to be an observer or to watch what's happening until you're done. Doesn't need to go away, but just to be still. And let that stillness extend out into each part of your body. Maybe you can feel it wash across your chest and your stomach, extending down your legs to your feet and toes. Also outwards across your arms, upwards through the top of your head, above your head, and outwards into the space around you. And invite your most expanded awareness. You could think of this as the I am presence, the higher self, but invite however you think about it. Maybe it's just your own consciousness, whatever word you like. Invite that to be fully present within you, to anchor deeply within you in the stillness, so that you may know more fully what it's like to be your true self. Take note of how it feels for you when you feel this connected within to your own self and your own energy. And rest in it. Become familiar with how it feels. I like to think of a few words that remind me of it so I can call it back when I need it. Maybe it feels soft, maybe it feels expanded, maybe it feels tingly. Use your own words to anchor this sense in your consciousness. And let it guide you. You may consciously want to surrender any desire to control your life and to know that your most expanded self is truly in control and truly has your best interests at heart and is guiding your life, and that you can let go. Trusting that there's something greater at hand in what is occurring within your life and even the world. And the more at peace you are, the easier it is to be an anchor to those around you, to be somebody who leads from love, to be someone who knows what's best to do in their life when choices need to be made, because they are not being thrown and tossed like the waves on the water. When you feel you have completed your time of rest and connection, and you're ready to get up and to sit up on the blanket, I want you to stand up and to recognize that you have a chakra system, and there's a Earth Star chakra that's below your feet, in your energy field. And not only do you want to anchor, like in our hearts and in ourselves, this expanded connection, but we want to anchor all the way down into that lower Earth chakra. So imagine a couple of feet below where you're standing, there's a ball of energy that you're connected to. I want you to anchor this presence down into it. It helps us to stay connected in this world we live in a more expanded way. And this is aligned with all the remaining chakras you have, all the way up through past the top of your head as well. And you can invite them to balance and center and to harmonize. And then when you're ready, I want you just to see yourself walking back out the path. Your eyes are adjusted so it's easy to see where you're going. And you come back to this moment where we began. more rested, more relaxed, and connected to the vast being of peace that you are.